Sup YouTube! Leo Sheng here, host of the Extreme Fully Fishing channel. Today is May 28th, 2017, my 60th outing of this year. Yes, we finally made it 2 months even out of this year that I've been going out and fishing in the United States of America, huh? That is pretty awesome, isn't it? Anyways, if you guys are wondering what happened to my 59th outing of this year, wonder no more. There's a video on the second channel, very funny. It is a turtle type of thing. I'm gonna link it above if you guys want to check it out, okay? But today, I'm here in Yardley, Pennsylvania, and after reading a lot of comments here on the channel from you guys, a lot of people requesting me to make a panfish tutorial, here am I. Today, I bring you guys the ultimate extreme fully fishing panfish tutorial. I am going to cover gear and techniques that can be used for panfish. You guys just requested it so much, you know, it was about time for us to do one of these, right? So I gotta go through the gear and the techniques and all the technicalities, but before that, I would like to clarify just one misconception when it comes to pan fishing, okay? And that is that in this country, in the United States of America, usually when people say, oh, I am going out there to do some pan fishing, people already think about the brim, right? About the sunfish species. I am talking about the bluegill, the Lepomis macrocetus, the pumpkin seed, Lepomis gibbosus, red ear sunfish, green sunfish, you name it, right? Those species of fish. And while it is true that by definition, pan fishing is the act of targeting species of fish that pretty much fit inside a pan, and some fish do fit inside a pan, that doesn't necessarily mean that some fish are the only species of fish that fit inside a pan, right? So this is the misconception. A lot of people, when you say pan fishing, they think particularly some fish, but those are not the only species in pan fishing, right? For example, in my area, you have the white perch and the yellow perch, the Moroni americana and the Perca flavescens. You have the black crappie and the white crappie, the Pomoxis nigromaculatus and the Pomoxis annularis, and even the shiners, okay, like the golden shiner, the Notemigonus chrysoleucas. All of those species of fish are actually panfish. And the beauty of panfish lies in the fact that all around the country, doesn't matter where you are located at, you just gotta have a few species that don't grow really big so that they still fit inside the pan. So hopefully from today's video, you guys are going to get the knowledge that I'm going to provide here, and you guys will be able to apply it to your area, your watersheds, and despite of what species you are going to catch, I hope this works for you, which is exactly why I am going to go over all the gear that you need to use, okay, light gear, and at least 4 different types of techniques that you can apply to your area, okay? And even if you live outside of the United States of America, right, I wouldn't be able to believe that there are not a few species in your area that don't grow bigger than a pan, right? So it is just something that all of us can do. This is the beauty of pan and culture of pan fishing, okay? So let's get started with the gear. Let me set up here a few things. I'm gonna explain to you guys what is the ideal setup for you guys to use in terms of pan fishing. Alrighty guys, before we start our fishing session for today, I just gotta go quickly through the setup that one should have ideally for pan fishing, okay? And I gotta tell you, you can do pan fishing with really any setup out there, but ideally what you want to do, you want to have a specific setup for pan fishing, right? And I would recommend really ultralight to light for these types of setups, okay? If you guys follow me on the channel here for quite a while, you probably realize that I really like to go really ultralight to light. So let's start with the rod. We're gonna talk about rod, reel, line, and hook, right? These 4 different aspects when it comes to gear. The first thing that you guys need to have is, of course, a reliable rod. If you guys follow Extreme Fully Fishing, you know that I am a big fan of my ultralight rod. It is a 5.6 Daiwa Spinmatic. I always leave it in the descriptions of my videos, right? And it is actually quite hard to find the 2-piece nowadays because, you know, this is an old model, okay? But what I like about this rod in terms of pan fishing, it is very, very sensitive, as you guys can see, and it has the backbone to catch those panfish. This for me is extremely important, because I am constantly going out there targeting different species of fish, panfish included. I gotta have a rod like this. Not to mention that when you go out there pan fishing, sometimes you may encounter something that is a little bit bigger, you know, than your regular panfish. And having a rod with enough backbone is definitely an extra plus. Second thing that I'm going to talk about is, of course, the reel. Like I said, if you guys follow me here already, you know that I like to go with a 500 model reel. I usually use my Shimano Sedona 500 FD with 2 pounds test line, and I usually use very, very light reels depending on the circumstances, right? The 2 pounds 500 reel I usually use in places where I know that it's easy to land fish. That's number one. Number two, I use in situations where you have species of fish that are very finicky. Because they are so finicky, sometimes you need to go really, really light, because you need that extra sensitivity and that extra castability. These are usually the two things that I do, okay, to determine if I want to go with a 500 reel model or a 1000 reel model. But I would never go above 1000 reel model for pan fishing, okay? Today is gonna be kind of an exception, but I am going to show you guys why. As a matter of fact, I have here with me 2 trusted reels that I really use on my page, right? You guys know, one is the Cast King Mela 1002, right? And the other one is the Sharky 1500, all Cast King. And the thing about these 2 reels, today I am going to be using a 1500 model, right? Don't take me wrong, it is a 1500 model, but I just wanted to show you guys that when I put these 2 reels, okay, side by side, and by the way, both of them are really affordable, and I recommend, you will come to understand that the Sharky 1500 is actually smaller than the Mela 1000, believe it or not. So, you know, I give an exception to Cast King Sharky 2, which is the reel that we're going to be using for today. And if you have a reel that is like 1500 model, doesn't matter the brand, right? But you compare with other models and other brands in the market, and it is actually small, quite petite, it is absolutely no problem at all, okay? When it comes to the line, I like my line to be really light as well. Ultra light, light setup, we are talking about 4 pounds, sometimes even 2 pounds, right? But no more than 6 pounds, okay? 6 pounds is really the maximum that I would go for pan fishing. Right here, I'm using 6 pounds today because I am going to be hitting a pond, as you guys will see, that has different species of fish. And sometimes, you know, you really don't know where you are going to land, right? But 2 pounds to 4 pounds is usually the range that I would recommend for line, okay? No more than that. And finally, hooks. I don't really have hooks here to show you guys, but just generalizing, right? Because hooks are really a tough topic for me to talk about because it varies so much from state to state, watershed to watershed. I would just say that in terms of hooks, I would usually go from a size 4, that is like the maximum number that I would use, to a size 10, being the smallest, okay? And here in my area, because the panfish don't get really big, they don't really like get 1 pound, 2 pounds, I tend to use a size 6 to a size 8, as you guys will see on this video today. But overall, I just wanted to point it out, right, that when it comes to pan fishing, you really want to go as light as possible, okay? The lighter you go, more castability you are going to have and more sensibility you are going to have. And when that kind of...
My brother.
Give me one moment, guys.
Sorry. Good to see you.
Yeah,
Love your stuff.
I appreciate it. Have a nice day, man.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, guys, you know, when it comes to the... Sorry for that little interruption. But as I was saying, guys, you know, when it comes to the setup that you want to use for pan fishing, right, it is crucial that you go light overall, okay? You can't use a rod that is medium light and pair it up with a reel or a line that is really light. Similarly, you can't use an ultralight rod and pair it up with a reel that is 3,000 or a line that is like 20 pounds, you know? You have to have an overall setup that is really, really light. A lot of people come here on the channel and they usually ask me, Leo, how is it that you can cast so far with just one little hook and one little piece of bait, right? And the answer is, you gotta go light. When you have an overall light setup, you just cast so much better. It increases your castability and increases your sensitivity, all right, folks? So this is pretty much it for the gear portion of this video. We are not going to be fishing here, by the way. I am at the Delaware Canal right now. We are going to move to a little pond. That pond is a catch and release only pond. You know, it is a little bit pressured, so it is, and it's public. So it is the perfect environment for me to show you guys the different techniques that you can use for panfish and, you know, which ones you should use around your area, okay? I hope you guys get a wonderful panfish setup for pan fishing. If you guys don't know what to get, I'm leaving everything in the description of the video. Make sure you check it up, the gear that I am using for today, okay? But yeah, enough talking. We are like 7 minutes in this video, only for the gear. Let's get the fishing started. Alrighty, fellas, we finally made it. Whew, we finally made it to Afton Pond here in Yardley, Pennsylvania. And as you guys can see, there's a big notice right here that it says all fishing is catch and release. This is a public watershed. I encourage all kids and adults to come here to fish, but please respect the rules of the community. If you are coming here to fish, make sure that you release everything. Alrighty, folks, we're gonna start fishing here. I got my setup ready. I gotta start going over the techniques that I'm going to be using for today. And the first technique that I'm going to be using is called free falling. And the concept of free falling is, this is, by the way, one of my most effective techniques. It is the act of casting your hook into the water with your bait of preference, live bait, right? Today we're going to be using night crawlers, but it is the act of casting your hook in the water with no additional weight whatsoever, right? So there we go. Look, it is just my line and the hook. And when you cast it in the water, you just let it sink naturally, which is one more reason why I like to use my fluorocarbon line, right? Fluorocarbon is denser compared to other lines, so it sinks a little bit better, you know? So this is what I gotta do. I gotta put a little piece of night crawler on. We gotta do some free falling right here and see what species of fish we can catch. Let's do this. Whoa, fish on! Whoa, what is that? There ain't no panfish? Holy moly, gee, man, this is the ultralight setup too. Okay, we gotta take it easy with this one. Man, free lining right here, you see that? I told you guys, man, this thing works. Sharky 1500 working great here too. I mean, we'll have to work great because, you know, this fish is gonna take a little while to come up. I think I hooked a carp. I saw something swimming down there. I thought, you know, oh, nice, that looks like a little bigger panfish. Yeah, look at that, it's a carp, man, on the ultralight setup. 6-pound test line, so we gotta take a little bit of time with this fella, that's for sure. See now what I was saying in the video, that sometimes you gotta put the 2 pounds test line away, man. If I had 2 pounds test right here, I don't think I'll be able to land this carp. That is nuts. Come here, fish. Jeez Louise. Man. Yeah, it's a carp. Haha.
Big fish.
It is a big fish, yes. I wasn't expecting to catch that one, so, you know, have to take a little slower. Yeah, I gotta take my time with this fish. Check this out, huh, guys? Look at that. Look what decided to get my little night crawler on the hook. Look at the size of this carp. This is gotta be like 8 to 10 pounds, you know? This is a nice fish right here. Now the question is, how are we gonna land it, you know? All right, let me find a way to land it. All right, Carpy, since you fell victim to my hook, I gotta treat you the best that I possibly can without a net, alrighty? As far as you don't go crazy on me, we are going to be fine. All right, easy fish, easy. The Asian is not gonna eat you, okay? Take it easy, man. Okay, took a little while, a little bit of effort, but we landed the fish. Okay. Gee, little piece of, dude, look at this. Little piece of night crawler on the side of the mouth, free falling. This ain't no panfish tutorial anymore. All right, let's take a photo and release this guy. All right, guys, final view of our first fish of the day. It is a beautiful common carp from Afton Lake. Not quite the panfish that we were looking for. I think we have mistreated this fish enough, yeah? So let me put it back in the water as gentle as I can without a net, you know. Ooh, never mind, it's gone, it's gone. Look, it's swimming right over there. I wanted to revive it a little bit, but he's gonna be fine, okay? So, as I was saying, sometimes you really don't want to come out with a 2-pound test line, you know, the little 500 reel, you know. I think the Cast King Sharky 2 did a great job on this fish. Like I said, sometimes you fish for panfish, you really don't know what's gonna come up, you know. That was quite unexpected. So anyways, right, let's continue our panfish tutorial. We're gonna do free falling for a little bit more. You're not gonna show it to you guys that you guys can actually catch some panfish on the free falling technique, yeah? There we go, fish on. Look, look, look. Now this here, my friends, is a panfish, yeah? Although, of course, I would prefer to catch carp the whole day, but there we go. We got our first panfish of the day, free falling, just cast there, let it sink. It is a little bluegill, the Lepomis macrocetus. Beautiful colors, blue on the operculum, black opercular flap, a little bit of purple, usually vertical bars. This is a good sample. Let's release this bluegill over here. Look at that, huh? Bluegill has suffered enough in the hands of the Asian folk. First panfish of the day. Let's keep on catching them. Especially for finicky fish like that carp, free falling is really the best approach. Ooh, was that a bite? I think I had a bite. Oh, look at that, look at that. Yeah, look at this. Oh man, this one's pretty small though. What is going on? Sizes are going down in the little Afton Lake right here, huh? Go back and call your great-grandfather, all right? So as you guys can see, free falling clearly is a technique that works. I could do free falling here the whole day, but one of the cons of free falling, of course, is the range, right? Because you are casting only with the weight of your hook, your casting range is very limited. And while it is true that an ultralight setup is gonna give you extra castability, your range is still very limited, which brings us to our next technique. Next technique is the cast and jig technique. It is a very similar technique to the free falling, but with a few differences, of course. Instead, instead of a hook, I'm just using a 1/64 ounce jig head. I'll leave this in the description of the video. I usually recommend 1/64 to 1/32 ounce jig head, okay, but nothing heavier than 1/32. I'm fishing in a place that is fairly calm, there is no current. I'm using a 1/64. If there is current and water is kind of moving, I would recommend a 1/32, but like I said, nothing heavier than a 1/32. Now the difference in this technique is, and just to point it out, I could be using a night crawler right now. I just decided to use a gold minnow, an artificial. The differences in this technique is, of course, when you cast it out there, you have more castability. Instead of casting just a hook now, you're casting something with weight, right? It is a 1/64 ounce of a jig, you know, but it adds a little bit of weight to your casts. And the second difference in this technique is, of course, you don't let your stuff just sink. You see, you can jig, you have to jig it. You have to give it action to your worm or to your lure. So as you cast it out there, look, I cast, right? I like to jig and reel a little bit, jig and reel a little bit. And as I jig and reel, if there are any panfish, especially good size panfish around, they will bite. And that's how you catch fish. So I gotta work this little this cast and jig right here for you guys, and then we will see what species we can catch. Jigging. Whoa, had a hit. We had a hit. Throw it. Oh gee, that was a bad cast. Whatever happened here, that was a really bad cast. Jeez Louise. All right, come on. We had a bite, so I know there's fish around. Get it. I know you won that little minnow. Oh, fish on. What is that? That's not a panfish. It's a bass, man. What is this third species of the day here? It's a little bass. Look at that. Look at that. Swim around. Right, left, right, left. All right, let's stop the animal cruelty. We got here a little largemouth bass on the suspended jigging. Well, I would say that this size here, it does fit inside the pan. Okay, so I guess you can consider this a panfish, but they are out of season right now, and a small one like this, of course, you can't take it home to eat, right? The big ones are spawning. I guess this one, the small one, can't really spawn. It's too small, so it decided to bite. Let's take a photo and release this guy. Little bass giving me a hard time here. Oh boy. All right, bass. Look, I'm not looking for you today, okay? I know everyone wants you. I know it, but I don't, okay? Today I'm looking for the panfish. Go, 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 go. Get out of here. Go back where you belong, fish. Ooh, this looks like a good spot. No, under the tree. Under the tree sometimes they seek the shade. Let's see. Oh, there. Oh, we had it. Oh, took my gold minnow too. What? Son, it really took my gold minnow. Little fish, I will come for revenge. Look at this. There's a bluegill bed right here. And there are so many bluegill in this lake, so I ain't gonna be polite with this bluegill. Get it, bluegill. See, little fish came to eat your eggs. Get it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. He's gonna eat your eggs, man. He's gonna eat your eggs. Kill it. Look at that. Look at that. Got him. Got him. Oh, it's a pumpkin seed. Oh, never mind. I don't know. The bluegill, I know there's a lot here. Pumpkin seed, I'm not so sure. So I gotta quickly take a photo of this guy and put it back, because there may not be a lot of pumpkin seed, the Lepomis gibosus, around this lake, this pond, yeah? All right, little pumpkin seed, you can go back where you belong, right there. All right, going back to the bed right there. Look at that, another pumpkin seed. That is really cool. So apparently there is a bunch of pumpkin seed right here spawning right now. It's not just one. You know, all these beds around here, apparently they're not bluegill. They're all the Lepomis gibosus. Check this out. I gotta release this one right on top of his bed. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds right here. All pumpkin seed, huh? This is actually really, really cool. There we go. This jigging stuff really does work, as you guys can see. Another little bluegill. We got this one for today already. Let me release this guy right over here. Boom. So this technique definitely works. We're gonna switch to another deadly technique that you can use around your area. Let's do it. Next technique on our list is one of the techniques that is going to give you the most castability around, and that is suspended jigging. Instead of just doing a cast and jig with your little jig head, all that you do you add a float to add more weight to it, right? And since we want to cast far away, have more places where we can hitch, I like to use weighted floats. This is a Komal weighted float. I'm gonna leave it in the description of the video. Very easy to attach. All we do is boom, see, attach the top, attach the bottom. That's it. This is my leader after the float, right? This is a little bit too much actually, so let me set the float a little bit down. I don't want my little minnow to be, you know, in the middle of the vegetation, right? There we go. This is my leader right here. It is really just a cast and jig, right? I like to call it suspended jigging. Now look, before we only cast like in front of us. That was our max range, right? Look now. Check this out. Check that out. Boom. We can cast all the way to the middle of the pond, right? We can target places where previously we couldn't. So this is the type of technique that you definitely want to use if you see structure or something that is way out there, or you just know that the fish is going to be way out there. The initial techniques that I portray in this video are more for species that are in the shallows around you, because panfish does like to stay around the shallows most of the time. But anyways, let me use the cast and jig, the suspended jigging technique to show you guys that it can indeed catch some fish. Oh, fish on, fellas. What? That doesn't look like a panfish. What is this? Hey man, it's another little bass. Look at that. On the suspended jigging. Look at this. Another small creature like this. Well, all right, beautiful fish. Yeah. Oh, took it. Oh, I lost it. No, that felt like a crappie, man. Oh. Well, I don't have any proof to say that it was a crappie, but it really felt like a crappie. Suspended jigging is like this one technique that is really good for crappie fishing. Crappie anglers all around the country use suspended jigging because the crappie is a type of fish that doesn't always stay on the bottom, right? Usually it stays suspended around structure, around different areas. So hopefully we will catch one. Hopefully I will catch one to show you guys, you know, that you can actually catch some crappie on the setup. Oh, fish on, fish on. I think that's a sunfish. Wait, is that a bass? No, is that a crappie? Is that a crappie? Is that what we're looking for? No, that's a bass, man. Got me so excited for a moment. I thought it was finally a crappie or something. Little largemouth bass all the way out there, huh? That is crazy, man. Whoa, fish on. Fish on, look at that. Is that the crappie that we're looking for? Is that the crappie? That was the crappie that we're looking for, but it just got away. Oh, fish on. Oh, that one I saw. Fish on. What is that? Is that a crappie? Is that a crappie? Better be a freaking crappie. What is this? God, it's another largemouth bass. No, why you do this to me, fish? Man, when I want to catch a crappie, I catch everything else. I can't catch a crappie. There's gotta be a crappie there. No, we ain't giving up on this quest. We ain't giving up on this quest. Oh, that's a bite, fish on. I don't think that's a crappie though. Ooh, maybe it is, maybe it is, maybe it is. Or maybe it's a sunfish, maybe it's a crappie. Maybe it is a crappie. Let's see, what is it? What is it? Whoo! Check this out, huh? What did I tell you guys? What did Leo Shane, host of the Extreme Philly Fishing, tell you guys, huh? That we would catch a black crappie. Now, it took us great effort to catch this Pomoxis nigromaculatus, but that is another species for today. Beautiful little black crappie. Yeah, it took me only 35 casts in that fountain to catch this one crappie, but this is what multi-species fishing, pan fishing is all about. Alrighty, black crappie, you can finally go back where you belong. Thank you very much for showing up for the video. You know, you were like my one ray of hope. There it goes. 5 species for today. 3 techniques done. Whew, time for the final technique for this video. Alrighty, we are getting into the 4th and final technique for this video that I'm going to show you guys. And this technique right here is actually a technique that probably folks are most familiar with out there, because it is your traditional worm under a float technique, right? And there is a name for that, of course. It is suspended dead sticking. And what happens is we do the same thing that we were doing just now with the jig, you know, that was suspended jigging, but instead of the jig, we tie on the same hook that we tied on before, you see? And instead of the lure, we just put a small piece of night crawler. And after we put the night crawler on, we cast it out there. We still have the weighted float, right, to take us to locations that we couldn't really cast to before. And instead of jigging or doing anything with it, you just leave it out there and you just let the wind or whatever else take care of your float, right? Thus, suspended dead sticking. See, I cast right next to the fountain, reel it in a little bit, and I am not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna leave it there and let the float be until we get a bite, right? This is what suspended dead sticking is all about. Oh, we got a bite right there. We got a bite, son. Come on, get it. Take it. Man, it didn't even take it. Oh, it's still chewing on it. Fish on. There we go. See that? That's sticking, man. That's sticking a worm. Look at this. Aha, little sunfish. Now, the bad thing about that sticking is that this kind of stuff happens. Look at that. It inhaled the hook, yeah? You can use circle hooks if you want, or you can cut the line like extreme fillet fishing does, you know, and just let the fish go. Took my hook. But yeah, that's one of the con things about that sticking, you know, that I don't like about it, is that it's a good technique for kids to use, you know, you introduce it to the kids and you just leave it out there and the fish kind of grabs it. But yeah, sometimes, once in a while, you lose a hook or two, you know, and that is not really nice. So let me retie it and we're gonna catch some more. Oh, easy. We had a little bite right there. Man, how come it was a tiny little bite? Oh, wait, no. Yeah. There's something chewing on the night crawler right here. Is it on? It's on. It's on, fish on, look at that. Oh, hell yeah. That's sticking, never fails. But again, like I told you guys, one of the main cons of that sticking, look at this, look at that. Inhale the hook again. And I hate this kind of stuff. Look, it's bleeding a little bit, you know. Oh man, all right. We're gonna stop this technique right here because I don't want this fish to suffer any longer. You know what I'm saying? This is a technique that I really recommend to kids and stuff like that, you know, like you're just getting started, right? You do this kind of stuff, but otherwise, you know, go with the other 3 techniques because there's gonna be a lot of inhaled hooks unless, of course, you use circle hooks. And I don't really have circle hooks with me today, the small ones, you know? So it is what it is. 4 techniques in this video. I hope you guys had a blast. I gotta spend some more time fishing around here, see if I can catch different species of fish using all the different techniques that I introduced it to you guys already. So let's see. Alrighty fellas, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief tutorial video. I do say brief, you know, but I'm pretty sure the video is pretty long, you know. But again, right, these educational videos, they have to be very detailed, which is precisely why they are long, so that you guys can watch the whole thing, you know, learn, see how I do things, so you can go to your local areas and apply the knowledge, right? So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. 5 species of fish in one day. That ain't that bad, right? We got a little common carp, not quite little at the beginning of the video, the Cyprinus carpio. We landed a bunch of bluegill, the Lepomis macrocetus, a few pumpkin seed, the Lepomis gibosus, one black crappie, the Pomoxis nigromaculatus, and a few largemouth bass, right, the Micropterus salmoides. Leave in the comment section below what type of tutorial you want me to make. You know, once in a while when I come out here to fish, I do like to make videos like this. So, you know, leave a few suggestions and you may see a video like that on the channel. Thank you very much for watching today's video, guys. Time to get something to eat, you know what I'm saying? Tie lines, and until next video. That's right, get it, get it. That's the big cut bait, man. That's the big ass cut bait. Oh yeah, it's on. It's on. That's the fish head, dude. I just know that if something's going to hit this, it's gotta be at least a 1 pounder. Wait, what the heck is going on here? The fish is surfaced already. What? This is very odd. This is very, very odd. Is this a catfish? It's going to the surface. Dude, this is really freaking odd catfish right here. If it is a catfish.